Our session today in managerial economics will be on demand and supply analysis. So by definition, managerial economics is simply the integration of economic theory and mathematical analysis to solving managerial problems optimally. So from the definition, you can see that managerial economics is about solving problems optimally. And so to guide us, we're going to look at one component, which is called economic theory. Under economic theory, we're going to look at demand analysis, supply analysis, elasticity, production, cost theory, market structures, pricing, and government interventions. So all these fall under demand, the economic theory. So now we are going to look at the factors that affect demand. So factors that affect demand include number one, the price of that particular good. Number two, the price of a what? Complement. Number three, the price of a substitute. Number four, the income. Number five, advertising. Number six, natural population. Number seven, weather. You can add any two. There are many. Uh-huh.
You've mentioned the ones that are easily coming to my mind. You've said the income, you've
Uh-huh.
said the
The expectations.
um,
How are expectations um affecting demand?
expectations.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's um what your consumers expect to benefit from from whatever it is that you're selling.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
example,
Uh-huh.
if they expect that okay, this brand is just what it's of high quality,
Okay. Uh-huh.
right? That will
Uh-huh.
affect the price. Yeah.
Okay. That's true. Your expectations, even when you expect that the prices of fuel will go up by midnight, you will
Mhm.
demand more. All right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So also policies, tastes, and preferences. Okay. All these,
Mhm.
there are many that we can mention but a few. So we also must understand that demand has a law that governs it. Do you know of the law that governs demand? The law demands that if you increase price from P1 to P2, what will come out is that the quantity demanded will decrease from Q1 to Q2.
Q1 to Q2. Mm-hmm.
So this is a negative, is a reverse relationship. We call it an inverse relationship. So this inverse
Mm-hmm.
relationship is what makes demand to have a negative slope. So demand always has a negative slope because of the inverse relationship that exists between the price and quantity. Okay. So that is
Yes.
why we can call demand to have an inverse relationship. And the elasticity of demand is always negative because of what has just been explained. As one variable goes up, the other goes down. So that is where the inverse relationship comes in. Now,
Mm-hmm.
to add on just what has been explained, these factors, only price affects what? The movement along. For instance, if price moves from P1 to P2, it will cause a decrease in demand from point A to point B. So we call this movement
Mm-hmm.
along the demand curve. So this movement is a movement along. So the movement along this from A to B is only perpetuated by a change in price. The rest of these factors will cause a shift. And the shift looks like this. We can shift from one to the right. We can shift this is from D0. D0 means the initial. Demand zero to demand
Mm-hmm.
one to the
Mm-hmm.
right. So what causes a shift to the right is an increase in income, an increase in tests, an increase in population. All these are causing a shift or an increase in demand. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
these movements to the right are actually perpetuated by the factors that other factors besides price. Only price causes a movement along. Is that clear?
Colin, so that P is equal to A minus BQ describes the
Yes.
demand curve.
So
Okay.
P is equal to A minus BQ. This is the standard demand function. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
where A is the intercept where it's cutting here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you can even put it in terms of Q. Q is equal to A minus BP. So this is the demand function. The key thing you need to understand here is that the slope for the demand is always negative. Now, you cannot leave an economics exam without a curve. So you need to understand these curves and how to sketch them.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas demand has its own law, supply also has its own law. So supply is upsloping. Supply is given by P is equal to A, but the only difference is that the slope here is a positive. B stands for the slope. Slope is a gradient. It tells you if you're going to increase your price by 1 kwacha, how will the quantity decrease? But here, the demand, the supply function, the only difference is the plus there. So there are many factors that affect what? Um, there are many factors that affect supply. Do you know some of the factors that affect supply?
Supply. Geez, I've gone blank all of a sudden.
So
Um,
they are similar. So we have the
mm-hmm.
price of a good to affect supply. So as the price of a good goes up, the people will be willing to supply more. Example is what? FRMAs. When they hear the government, the price is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And the cost of
Mm-hmm.
production. The cost of production. So supply depends heavily on how much you're putting in. Wages, raw materials, energy, technology. So if you have lower costs, you're going to make high profits and you're going to increase in supply. If the costs are high, most unlikely will you be able to supply. Then we go to what?
Sure.
Technology.
Mm-hmm.
Technology is another factor that will affect what? Supply.
Supply, yeah.
So advances in technology um, will improve efficiency and productivity. So modern machinery will
Mm-hmm.
reduce costs. They will increase on output. For instance, if you have automated production in factories, they will allow you to produce more. All right.
Mm-hmm. Sure,
Then
sure.
the number of sellers also will contribute to the market size. So if you have more producers in the market, there'll be more supply. If firms leave the industry due to losses in competition, supply will go down. What
Mm-hmm.
other factors affect supply? Government what? Policies. So government policies like taxes. If
Mm,
there's an increase in taxes,
incentives.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also
There are
incentives.
incentives, people
hmm
produce more, yeah.
Yes, like subsidies to lower what? The
Mm-hmm.
cost, meaning they'll produce supply will move. So an increase in supply also can cause a shift. Besides price, price is one that will cause a movement along from point A to point B, right? From point A
Mm-hmm.
to point B. So this is a movement along. So a shift, therefore, will come about because of what? Increase in supply. So when supply has increased, what will happen? There'll be a shift either to the right or to the left. So this shift, if there's increase in technology, you discover supply will move to the right. Population increases over supplies, you shift to the right. But if suppliers will go down, there'll be a shift to the left. So a shrinkage is to the left, um, and increase will be the right. Okay, so these are some of the factors. Others are future expectations. So if producers expect that the government will be buying a lot of what's this? Soybeans. So you would want to plant expectations. Sometimes natural climatic conditions, agricultural produce, all right? So if there's good rainfall, you will want to plant. Also availability of
Mm-hmm.
inputs. So if there's easy access to raw materials or skilled labor, you would want to buy maybe a certain car because spare parts are available. So these are some of the key factors that will affect your supply for goods and services. Are we together?
Yes, Collins.
Yes,
So
please.
it's only the price that causes a movement along the curve, and then
Alone,
the
yes.
others cause a shift.
Exactly. That's a principle I'm trying to stress.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Right.
right. Okay. All
So
right.
we uh, now go to how to sketch these particular curves because people may understand the basics but may not understand these sketching. So how do you sketch these curves? So having understood how the curves look like, let's start with demand. So demand, suppose we're given with 100 minus what? Minus 2q. So using the grade 12 way to sketch such a curve, let's put the letters on one side. We're going to have p plus what? 2q. Let's go to
2Q.
100. So
Mm-hmm.
if there's no number before the letter, just assume it's a 1. So 1 there.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 into 100, it is what? 100. And on the Q we have 2. 2 into 100 is what? 50.
50.
So we can sketch on this X or Y plane. We call it X or Y plane if you want. Or we can use, since in this case we're using what? P. This is P. This is 0. This is Q. Q or plane. Q or P. So where is it cutting the p-axis on the 100? We know that demand is downsloping automatically. So here it will cut here at the 100. Then on the Q it will cut where? At 50. Are we together?
Wait, Collins. Collins, wait.
Uh-huh.
That part, the other part, you're just changing the subject of the formula.
No, not really. I'm just putting the letters
Like,
on one side. So this is our demand function
yeah.
here. So what did I do?
Mm,
I want to put the letters on one side. So the P
mm,
is here. Then this Q, negative Q, when it crosses the equal sign, it will be positive 2Q. Meaning we're
that's
only
fine.
remaining this. Then here we are looking for the intercept where to cut the axis. So here there's
Yes, that's
one.
the part where I remain behind.
So what number is there? There's 1 there. 1 into 100,
Yes, yes.
100. So meaning when you go to the p-axis, you cut at what? At 100. It's got the cutting point. Then you go to the 2
Okay.
on the Q. 2 into
Mm-hmm.
100, it is 50. So it will
50.
cut here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Are you together?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So help me try. Suppose you're given Q is equal to uh 50 minus 5p. What do we do to sketch this?
Okay, so Q is equal to 50 minus 5p.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put the letters on their own. So 5p will cross this side. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes a positive. It will
Mm-hmm.
be 5p is equal to
Mm-hmm.
50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 0.
So in
I
5
mean,
people,
sorry, plus Q. Sorry, plus
plus Q.
Q.
Yes.
The Q crosses the other side, right?
Yes. Okay. Like this. Okay, let me say it the way you said it so you don't get confused. What did you say? When the when the 5p goes inside,
Okay,
it's the same thing. Just it's the same thing that you said. When the
yes, so I
my
said, okay, 5p, right? 5p
Mhm.
will cross over this side. I'm making
Mhm.
it positive,
So to positive
right?
5p.
Then you end up with 5p is equal to 50 plus q.
No, just leave the 50. The 50 must be alone. Want the letters to be on one side.
Ah, okay, yes,
Mm.
I think that's what I've messed up. Okay, so I'm gonna, it's q is equal to 50 plus 50 minus 5p.
Uh-huh.
So I'll leave the 50 this side,
Mm-hmm.
yeah? So meaning that I'll end up with Q plus 5p
Correct.
on
So
one side.
you left the 50 alone. And
Yes.
this Q will remain as it is here.
Mm,
Then this,
And then the Q is the same as 1Q.
yes, exactly.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Then I'll start. Well, 1 into 50
Uh-huh. 1 into
is 50
50.
itself.
Uh-huh.
So I'll have 50 on the Q intercept.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then 5 into 50
Mm-hmm.
is going to give me 10. So I'll end up with 10p there. So on the intercept for p, it will be 10,
Good. So the P
like it
there,
was 100.
here,
Uh-huh.
and the Q is here.
P there, and then Q. On the P line,
Uh-huh.
put 10 where
Uh-huh.
it's crossing.
Uh-huh.
That's where the intercept will be. On this other side, it will be 50.
Excellent. 50. All right. And the origin
Mm-hmm.
here starting from the 0. Are we together?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Uh-huh. So that's as simple as we can do the sketching. All right. So
Okay.
um, similarly, if we're going to do the supply curve, so supply curve is
Mm-hmm.
upsloping.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So supply is given by what? So can you tell me how to sketch this one?
Okay.
10 plus 3Q or 10 plus 2Q. 3Q.
10 plus
3Q. How do you sketch this one?
3Q.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 10 plus 3Q. So we're going to put the letters together. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be P minus 3Q is equal to 10. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Mm-hmm. So now then the P is the same as the 1 as usual.
Mm-hmm.
So we say 1 into 10 is 10 itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time round it will be what? 3
Minus,
into 10
minus 3 with this sign.
minus 3 into 10. Yes, I must carry the sign.
Minus 3.33, yeah?
Yes, minus 3.33 into 10.
Mm-hmm.
3.33. So now on the Q,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yes, when drawing, the intercept on the P side
Mm-hmm.
is going to sit on 10.
Good. So 10 here.
Mhm.
Then on the Q,
And then on the Q is going to sit on 3.3
minus 3.33, which is this side, right?
minus 3.3. Yes.
So
So
supply is
this
this
time we're
one.
going to go the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So if we draw, we find if we connect the two intercepts, it's going to go the other way. It's going to face up.
Mm-hmm. It's facing upwards. Are you seeing my graphing?
Yes, yes, okay. Yeah.
So I'm just
So we've
doing
just
on,
extended the line.
yes, I'm just extended the line. Of course,
Mhm.
negative, we never have negative quantity, just uh for
Graphing.
illustrating graphing, yes.
Mhm.
So there's a
Yeah.
important point where supply and demand meet. What point is this called? Equilibrium.
Equilibrium
So equilibrium is simply the point at which demand meets supply,
meets
right?
supply. Mhm.
So at
Yeah.
equilibrium, demand is equal to supply. So meaning the uh, price demanded should be equal to the price supplied. So that is at equilibrium. Are we together?
Mhm. Mhm.
So now, what was our demand? Our demand was 100 minus 2Q. What was our supply? 10 plus 3Q. So the law at
Mhm.
demand says demand 100 minus 2Q should be equal to 10 plus 3Q. All right. So this is our price demanded and this is our price supplied. So at demand,
Mhm.
price demanded must be equal to price supplied. What is the price demanded?
100.
100
Huh?
minus what?
100 minus 2Q, yes.
And our
100
supply?
minus 2Q. And our supply is 10 plus 3Q.
Good. So we need to solve for Q. So how do we
Yes.
solve for Q?
So we're going to equate the equations
Mm-hmm.
first. 10 plus 3Q. So let's put the like terms together.
Okay, correct.
Mhm.
So
100 minus 10
mhm.
is equal to 3Q plus 2Q. Then on the Q side, on this side, it would be 5Q. Yeah.
Okay.
And then 100 minus 10 is 90. Then subject that let's eliminate now. we divide both sides. If we make Q the subject of the formula to find its value. I don't know whether I'm using the same language, but then in my head, I know what's happening. So I want to make Q. So this both sides divide by 5, yeah? And then you get your Q.
Which is 18, right?
Yes, Q into 5 into 90, 18.
So this is our equilibrium quantity here, 18. Now, how do you find the equilibrium price? You can substitute
You
this 18
substitute into,
any of them in this
yes,
one
to find P.
or this one. This, since it's equilibrium, should give you the same answer. So we'll put our 10 where there's a Q, put what? 18. So what do you find as our answer?
P is equal to 10 plus 3, then in brackets we have 18. So that is giving me what's 18 by 3 is giving me 54. So you have 10 plus 54. Yeah, 64.
64. So this is the scenario that we're having here.
Price.
64.
Okay.
All right. So now
Mhm.
we have an interesting scenario here where we have two areas. This triangle here, triangle A and triangle B. So these triangles have a special name. Triangle A is called the consumer surplus and triangle B is called the producer surplus. You've heard of these terms. What is a consumer surplus and what is producer surplus? You've heard of these terms?
Yes. So
Uh-huh.
consumer surplus is where you produce more than what is being consumed.
Consumer surplus is the difference between the maximum price a consumer is willing to pay for a good and the actual price they pay. It's actually the benefit that the consumer will receive when they pay less than what they were willing to pay. All right? For instance, the market price for um, um, maize crop is 10 kwacha, but you're willing to pay 15 kwacha. So the difference is called the consumer surplus. Okay? So
So you say that
the market
again?
price for this product is 64 kwacha, but you want to pay 100 kwacha. So you're willing to go back. So
Okay.
this is the consumer surplus. Then the producer surplus is the difference between the price that the producer will receive for the good and the minimum price they're willing to accept. So it measures the benefit that the producer will receive from selling at market price. So it's simply market price minus minimum acceptable price. So for instance, the bag of maize, the market is selling at 64 kwacha per bag, but you are willing to even sell as low as 10 kwacha per bag. So this area here is called the producer surplus. Are we together?
Mm-hmm.
So this area here is none other than a triangle. So you just need to know the dimensions. A triangle is simply given by half base times height, half BH.
Yeah.
So what is the base? From here to here, it is 18.
18.
Okay, and what is the height? So 18 for both of them, the base. The height from here to here is what?
100 minus 64.
36. How about for the triangle B, producer surplus? What is the height?
64 minus 10.
10, which is 54. All right.
Mm.
So what is the consumer surplus, therefore? Half BS. So
Half BH, so half base times height. Okay.
half
Half
18,
times
36.
18 times 36.
Mm-hmm.
And half times 18 times 54.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So times 86 divided by 2. So the first one is 324. That's what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm. The second
And
one.
then the second one is 54 by 18 is 972 divided by 2. 486.
Okay. And the total.
And the total is giving me 324. 810.
810. So this is called the total surplus or the social welfare. The overall welfare is called, so the total welfare sum of the consumer surplus plus producer surplus. So this is uh what we get. So sometimes government is so porky, they want to influence the market by coming up with what are called government interventions to avoid exploitation of the market. Okay? So government will intervene in several ways. What ways can government intervene? Using what are called price controls. There's price ceiling,
Oh, okay.
you've heard of price ceiling, you've heard of
Mm-hmm.
floor price, you've heard of
Mm-hmm.
taxes.
Yeah.
Okay? So all these will affect um, the efficiency of the market.
Mhm.
I repeat, they are what are called government interventions. So government would want to help the market um, operate on a principle of demand and supply normally. So where the price equilibrium and quantity automatically with an invisible hand, they come together. But this doesn't usually happen. So government will often intervene to achieve goals like protecting you and me, the consumers, also supporting producers. We also don't exploit them as well to ensuring that there's fairness in raising revenue. So government will come in using different methods of interventions. So there's one way which we call price ceiling. So price ceiling is simply the maximum price that is legally imposed on the price below the equilibrium. So here, government will say, no, Mr. John is being exploited too much. So we need to ensure that we protect his interests. So as a farmer, if we don't protect his interests, the briefcase buyers will come and overstep. So just to illustrate what happens. So this is what happens. So this is equilibrium. So the price below here, let me use a different ink. Below the equilibrium here. Okay, this is called the price seal. Below the equilibrium. So this is what is called the price seal. So the government will impose a maximum price below the equilibrium price. The purpose is to ensure that goods like food, fuel are affordable to consumers. So the effect, it will keep prices below lower than equilibrium, number one. Number two, it will lead to having excess demand. Okay, meaning it will lead to having a shortage since demand, when demanded, will raise, but suppliers will cut back production. So it can lead to the black market where goods are sold illegally at higher prices, like we have in the case of what? Midime right now. So the impact that this has on the surpluses that consumers, some will benefit from the lower prices, others cannot get the product due to shortages. And there is another intervention that government puts in. It's called a floor price. A floor price is what? Uh,
That's the opposite.
it's opposite, yes. So the floor price is a legally imposed minimum price above the equilibrium to protect producers' income. For instance, laborers, minimum wage, okay, farmers. So it keeps prices higher than equilibrium, but leads to excess surplus since suppliers want to produce more, but consumers want to consume less. So government will sometimes buy up the surplus, like the Food Reserve Agency, the minimum wage policies. So this is how government comes in. But because of this intervention, there is going to be this disequilibrium. There'll be a small area called AB here. This is called the deadweight loss. All right. In how many other ways does government come in to regulate this? Through taxes. What are taxes? These are a compulsory charge that government will put on goods and services, which will shift the supply upwards. So when there's a tax, what happens? Supply will shift. Remember factors.
You
So
need something from me? Okay.
okay. When there's a tax, what happens? It will shift where? When there's tax that is involved, it will cause a shift upwards for the supply chain because it will reduce or not consumption. So the purpose of the taxes are usually to raise revenue and to discourage harmful use of some of the products like tobacco. Okay, so the effect here is that it will cause an increase, um, a decrease in demand for certain goods. How else does government come in to intervene? Through subsidies. So a subsidy is a payment that government makes on behalf of the consumers to encourage production or consumption of certain goods. So government will want to support certain sectors or industries, making some goods affordable. Like right now, when we have a solar crisis, so they'll create a subsidy that will reduce importation of solar products so that they promote green energy. So these are some of the
Mm,
interventions that government will embark on to ensure that there is protection, and not only is there protection, there is what enjoyment of um, the particular goods and services. Are we together?
yes.
All right. So
Sorry, Collins, I'm going to have to start work soon.
yeah, we're actually ending here. Our
Okay.
next class will be on elasticity. So I will give you homework just on what we have done. I'll need this by
Okay.
evening. Thank you so much for your
Okay.
time, and I'll share the video.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So you send me the homework.
Yes, yes.